Everybody, how are you doing today? 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here. Look at the radar. I just wanted to kind of jump in here real fast and give you an idea of what's going on because you probably heard some rumbles of thunder out there. Pretty cool for being, temperatures as cool as they are, seeing showers and storms coming through. Debbie, you're absolutely right. Going to be a cold weekend, and I'll talk about that briefly coming up here. But let me show you real fast what we're talking about. The reason why I wanted to cut in here is we do have a small chance of seeing some severe weather today. And really what it would be, and I don't think we're going to see it at this point, but it would be a water spout trying to blow on shore down here in Manatee or Sarasota County. I don't see any rotation there, at least not right now. Look what's happening here. This is the cell that the Weather Service has been watching. We've been watching this thing rotate here for half an hour, 45 minutes or so. And you can still see there is a little bit of rotation there. You see the bright red there and the green here. So it's showing that. But I'll zoom out a little bit and put this in motion. And you can see that it's actually weakened a little bit. So it looks a little bit better to me. And I do expect it to flare up out here. And then there's kind of a line in the water temperatures that basically goes something like this. And as it gets to that line, things are weakened. It might even be a little bit further out to the west. But bottom line is once it gets that close to shore, things start to weaken just a little bit. So I think we're going to be okay. But I just wanted to pass that along like, hey, stay weather aware, especially if you're in Sarasota, even Bradenton, Sarasota, but certainly down towards the Venice area as we get going here in the next couple of hours. Again, not a big deal. And if you look at the bigger picture, there is another cell out there. You see that one up there west of Crystal River. This all has to come through here. So when it does, we'll keep a close eye on it for you, obviously. Natalie's in the Weather Center for you right now, keeping a close eye on it. Of course, she'll break into programming. Now let's talk a little bit about the cold, because it is going to get downright cold. First of all, this orange you see out here, this is a marine warning for that cell with the rotation. All right, we got another one for this one up here. Anywhere where you see this dark blue right here, temperatures below 28 degrees by Saturday morning. The light blue is below 32 by Saturday morning. And we'll do it again on Sunday morning. And then many of the areas north of I-4 will do it again on Monday morning. All right. But Saturday morning, probably the coldest. Sunday morning, Christmas morning will be just about the same. How cold? Well, let me come down here and show you just a little bit. First, you know what I want to show you? Let's talk about it coming in real fast. I want to make this a quick video. But here's the next 24 hours forecasted, right? A lot of data on here. I use this internally at work. But look what happens tomorrow at 9 a.m. We're 66 degrees, right? The wind picks up out of the northwest at 9 a.m. It's steady in the teens, gusts in the 20s, and the temperature just steadily falls. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's 60 degrees. Sunset, about 5:30, it's 53 degrees, and we drop quickly into the 40s by 6 o'clock. And these numbers will just continue to crash as we go down through the evening hours. And that's why we're getting the really, really cold air. So let's talk about those low temperatures for Saturday morning. There we go. Look at all of the 20s. A ton of 20s out there. Along and east of I-75, of course. But I mean, look, northern Polk County, we're going to have some 20s here. Very close to it in Mulberry. Eastern Hillsborough, Fishhawk, 29 degrees, very likely. Plant City, of course. Dade City, yeah. Eastern Pasco County. Land O'Lakes, Lutz, all in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees. Carrollwood, close to freezing. I think there'll be some spots that are below that. If I'm out in Odessa, West Chase, I'm covering plants. You're going to have freezing temperatures first thing on Saturday morning. And even Newport Richey, I mean, look, we're right by the coast, and we're going to have northwest winds. That will help us a little bit, but it's still going to be on the chilly side. Very, very chilly, right? That's cold. Now, this is what we wake up to on, by the way, we only see highs in the 40s Saturday and Sunday. Okay, we should be about 73 this time of year. We're going to be about 45. This is Sunday morning. You see some mid-30s right along the immediate coast. But look at all the 20s yet again. It's really not a big difference Sunday morning versus what we have Saturday morning. Okay, so you're going to have to protect all this stuff both mornings, especially for these inland locations. I mean, man, that is cold. Now, as we get into Monday morning, things will get a little bit warmer. Not a lot, but you notice these areas here in northern Hillsborough just a touch warmer, still some upper 20s at least for Hernando and Citrus County. And then, yeah, we're trying to bring that freezing line up towards the I-4 corridor a little bit. But look, not a whole lot. They'll definitely be spraying, right? They have to spray the strawberries coming up here. Okay, I did adjust it. So here are the high temperatures. And here's the good part, guys. Look at that. So it's Florida. We get cold. This is one of the coldest Christmases in years with a high of 49, a low in the morning. What do we have? I've got the thing in here. What do we have? 35, 36 degrees. Here's what that looks like going back. So we're top 10. We're not quite top 5. If Tampa is 33 degrees on Christmas morning, which I think will be maybe a degree or two above that, we'll tie the record for the top 5 coldest Christmases for low temps in the morning. All right, and that high temperature in the 40s is right up there as well too. Okay, so look, here's the thing, all the normal stuff: protect the pipes, the plants, the peeps. We'll check on your neighbors, make sure they don't need any help. You're going to want to do this tomorrow. It's going to get colder as the day wears on. It's going to be windy. You're going to need to cover things up tomorrow afternoon or really closer to sunset if you can. Bring those pets indoors, the ones that you can, right? I saw something today that said if you don't want to, just go out there and sit with your pet for a while and then figure out if you think he wants to come in with you when you come back in, because, yeah, it's going to be cold out there. And if you got the potted plants that you can move in, you certainly want to do that because it is going to be on the cold side. Okay, guys, that's it. Let me show you these numbers right now. These are current air temperatures across the area, across the country. Billings, Montana, 13 below. Casper, Wyoming, 17 below. These are just the actual air temperature. Key West at 78, 17 below in Casper, Wyoming. Yeah, and the cold air is moving through. Thursday night football tonight. It's the Jets. It's not terrible. Not terrible, really. But the Saturday games, man, Chicago game, forget about it. No way. Wouldn't want to do it. Actually, I would do that. I actually would want to do it, to be honest with you. But man, oh man, it's going to be crazy. And look, I will show you this. This is the extended forecast here. Travel tomorrow. I mean, you may have already known, but they've basically canceled 5,000 flights today. And today's not the worst day for travel. So watch what happens as we go through tonight into tomorrow morning. This is right around sunrise there. See the low up there over Toronto? All those white lines to the south. Look, that's a terrible amount of lake effect snow moving into the UP, well, most of Michigan. But of course, eastern Ohio, Pennsylvania, Buffalo's just going to get nailed with this. That's a lot of wind. Snow is not the big deal with this one. Blowing snow is the big deal with this blizzard. But all of those lines you see there represent a ton of wind. And the wind's just getting started. All right, so tomorrow will be the worst day in this area, the Great Lakes through New England. And if you're trying to fly up there tomorrow, like I said earlier, you needed to go today. So hopefully it works out for you tomorrow, but it is going to be a heck of a day for travel, that's for sure. 5,000 flights, again, were canceled out there for today. All right, so let's go through Friday afternoon. Move it a little bit here for you. There you go. See, again, look, the snow's not a big deal. Look at the frontal boundary that's already off the East Coast. Man, temperatures in the D.C. area just dropping through the day on Friday, just like ours, but they'll be a lot colder, of course. And then you see Friday night at 11 o'clock. I do want to point out, you see this snow off of the Ocean City, Maryland, Ocean City, Jersey area. That happens when you get really cold air and it moves over relatively warmer water and it picks it up and it can make snow. You've seen people online talking about snow in Tampa because they see a little green on the map. Well, we're just not quite cold enough for that. But the wind coming in off the water will pick up some low clouds. Might even get a sprinkle. The model's not showing that. It's showing a little spot of green there. I don't think we're getting snow flurries, so sorry about that. Now let's go back up to Saturday morning sunrise. Here it is. Look at Chicago, Cleveland, Syracuse, all these areas. That is still a ton of wind. It's getting better during the day on Saturday. This is Saturday afternoon. The winds will come down. And again, it's not like a bunch of snow. It's just mainly winds more than anything else. I mean, today they had some cancellations because there was actually snow coming through. and then things quiet down. So that's it. That's what we're looking at right now. For us, obviously, just get prepared for all of the cold out there. It is going to be one of the coldest Christmases that we've seen. Let me get you some of those numbers again in some time. But bottom line is Florida. We're near 80 degrees by Thursday and Friday and Saturday of next week. The last day of the year is going to be on the warm side. Okay, guys, that's it. We're, again, keeping an eye on the radar for you right now. Nothing big right now going on. You may hear the radio going off a little bit. That's just some marine warnings out there, but those cells seem, to be weakening just a little bit. Okay, that's it. Have a great, what day is it? Thursday evening. Get those